Now presenting Mr. Mike Coyne, Governor's Hurricane Conference Board member representing the National Weather Service.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our next award is the Tropical Meteorology Award. It's presented to an individual or organization that has made outstanding or substantial contributions to the advancement and knowledge, application, or understanding of the hurricane forecasting and warning process in the state of Florida. Since 2004, Mr. Mike Boylan has been educating people about trends, model runs, and everything else tropical weather related through his website. He does not forecast, but his dedication and contributions to the citizens of Florida and providing tropical weather information in layman's terms, helping to explain what the forecast trends mean, and how to follow all the extensive maps, charts, and graphs located on his website, Mike's weather page, aka spaghettymodels.com. The 2021 Tropical Meteorology Award goes to Mike Boylan of Mike's weather page.
Just click on Mike's page, Trump Doggy Nation. Well, there'll always be some haters. They don't understand. Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right, good morning. And Facebook popped up right at the last second, so that's good. I can read comments. It's Monday. No, it's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. What day is it? I don't know. Labor Day weekend. I was 17. I bought some Coke and some gasoline. I was singing that yesterday, so I'll sing it again today, post-Labor Day. It's Tuesday. So I hope everybody's doing good. Hunter was the chosen dog today. He was looking very daddy boyish, so he's going to say hello to everybody this morning. The second smallest dog on the planet, the smallest Frenchie, 7.8 pounds. I read it from the Guinness Book of World Records. Hunter's 9.2. So he's really close to the smallest Frenchie ever. But he's got big love. Well, hope your weekend was great. We're going to talk weather. There is weather to talk about, believe it or not. Randy from Belize, you're watching tropics down that way. Good to have you, Randy. Definitely keep your eye on sneaky little tropical wave heading that way. Time would be this weekend. But we'll get into all that. Lacey says hello. Morning, Debbie. Morning, Harold. How's Idaho? Charles from Charleston. Looking forward to talking, buddy. Hope you enjoy it. Jim Carrey voice. I got it, John. Christina says, big love. Yeah, Tom, he ain't going to make it much longer. They get in front of this light and they just kind of like go to sleep. I don't understand it. Dave from Cozumel, what's up? Stacy on the SV Smitty. What you got, sailboat? Loretta Reed from Brevard, what's up? Mary from Key Largo. A lot of rain in the Keys this year, right, Mary? The waters are a little cooler down that way. You've been having a lot of rain. Port St. Lucie, Cheryl, good to see you on the other coast. Gary Wallace, North Carolina. Hey, we got cold front coming Mississippi coast there, Ralph. You're going to be maybe in the 50s next week. Josh from Baton Rouge. We had we went to play. Where did we go last night? Oldsmar Craft Street or Craft House or something like that. Well, I had jambalaya. I did. It was pretty darn good. Gumbo or something. It was gumbo. No, it was jambalaya. What was it called, Julie? Jambalaya or jumbo? Gumbo. I had gumbo. Same damn thing. I don't know. Is it the same thing? Did I offend anybody in Louisiana? Is gumbo the same as jambalaya? No. Okay, now it's not. Good to meet you, Elizabeth, over there at the home show. Lula, what's up? Well, anyway, hope you're doing good. It's our Daily Brew. We're coming to you live from Oldsmar, Florida. Talking weather. Talk about tropics, right, James? Tropics. Got some things to talk about with the tropics. Daily Brew brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Got 2 meet and greets coming up there. One in Winter Garden on a Wednesday, October... Is it 10th, Shelly? What Wednesday is that? It's definitely that midweek. I don't know if it's the 9th or 10th. On a Wednesday, guaranteed Winter Haven. And then on Thursday, we're going to have a meet and greet at Cocoa Beach. At ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. And what are we doing that for? Oh, John Williams, thanks for coming and watching, buddy. Jambalaya is rice-based. So that was jambalaya, because I had rice in it. October 9th, Shelley says. Okay. So, Sunday, October 9th in Winter Garden. And it's Wednesday, that is. Did I say Sunday? Wednesday, October 9th in Winter Garden. And then Thursday, October 10th, Cocoa Beach. So come see me at ABC. And what are we doing at ABC? We're debuting this. Spaghetti Models IPA. Spaghetti Model IPA. Tropical West Coast IPA. Rumored to be around 7.5, 8%. Oh my God. And it's going to have a bunch of tropical flavors. Very excited. If you saw the video, I personally have touched the hops that have brewed it. So every can has a little bit of my sweater page in it. Not literally, but I had my hands in making it. So we're excited about that. For sure. Hey, look at what happened this morning. Session expired. Great. Now I got to resume it. We had frost in Pennsylvania. I want to show this real quick, and then we'll talk about weather. I got a little bit of general weather to talk about. Oh, it's all gone now. Darn it. Well, anyway, we had frost. Let's see if pass came up. No, that's just radar. Well, anyway, they had frost in Pennsylvania, New York this morning. That didn't pan out too good, so I guess I'll close that window. Let's talk about that coming down. Then we'll talk about tropics. I love me. Then I dump it with hot sauce, Monique, right? I love hot sauce. I love pepper. Does anybody else open up the pepper lid and just dump pepper in there? What's up, Mr. David? Jacksonville, Lacey. Hey, we'll see how it goes. All right, should we let Hunter down and start talking weather? Oh, Corpus Christi. We're going to talk about rain. You all had a lot of rain in Galveston yesterday. Kimberly, you got 10 peppers growing? I love peppers. All right, we'll say goodbye. Say goodbye, Hunter. Say goodbye, everybody. That looks like a freeze frame, right? All right, go see your brother. Oh, I love you. Hey, Striker Fab, check this out. Whoa, shoot. Look at that little mount. I bought it for my Starlink. This is for my Starlink Mini. Not bad. Got some magnets on the bottom of it. Got a handle. He threw in a handle for me. This is going to go on top of my truck. Storm chasing. Starlink Mini. Striker Fab. And per your all's request, I ordered some wireless lavalier microphones that plug into my Android. So hopefully, whenever we do get a storm again, you'll be able to hear me better in the rain. Because I got a selfie stick now that's going to be like a couple feet away, and then I got wireless microphone. Per your request. For some reason, they're like, oh, we want to hear you more. So I'm excited about that. We will get another storm one day. I promise you that. All right, I'm going to talk all about tropics. Let's talk about weather. We'll hang out at the end and say hello if you really want to say hi. I won't cut everybody off. We'll be talking at the end. Cold front coming. I want to talk about this. This is kind of cool. Literally cool. This is dry air next Tuesday. So it's going to take a lot of time to get here. But, man, that's dry air. Brown is dry air. Tyler, in the Panhandle, you're going to feel low 60s early next week. So there's a legitimate, maybe the first true seasonal cold front coming down this week. Dry air on the way in. Here's your temperature anomaly maps. These are on tropicaltidbits.com. This is where they normally are, September 7th. This is for Saturday. 8 degrees below normal in the purple. 8 to 10. That's Saturday. This thing's going to linger through the weekend, early part of next week. So there's a pretty big cool front coming down. You're going to feel it all the way down to the upper Gulf. But that's fallish, pumpkin spice-ish, Halloween horror night-ish. Getting out your 12-foot skeleton attic stuff. Cool air is coming. Here's some temperature ideas for next Monday morning. Just showing you how we're going to have some 50s here across Mississippi and possibly Louisiana, and the coastal, that is. Low 50s the farther north you go. And there are going to be a lot of 60s across Florida Panhandle. But cold. Look at that. 40s. Woo! Right. All right. Rainfall. This has happened the last 72 hours. Rainfall map doesn't show it too much, but man, I had a lot of folks in Galveston yesterday telling me how much rain they got. And you can see a couple pockets of rain here showing up in orange. That's 6, 7, 8 inches. So yes, this whole general area here, which is southeast of Houston, lots of rain yesterday. A lot of flooding in Galveston, Texas. Now this morning, we're getting it down here, southern Texas. We got a low pressure I'm going to talk about. Still lingering down here. So a lot of coastal areas are getting rain today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Here's the rain in Florida. We had 2 little areas of rain today that woke me up about 1:30, 2 o'clock. We had thunder out here. Thunder. You heard thunder? Anybody in Florida hear thunder last night about 2 in the morning? So this has been hugging the coastlines. Not a lot of rain in the Florida Panhandle, but this is, 17 hour rain. All right. And this is coming. We're going to get tropics real quick, I promise. Who likes pumpkin spice? Cheers, by the way, everybody. There's our original Louis cup, 5 years old. This cup's 5 years old. Louis tomorrow, promise. Yeah, Shelly, you got no rain over there. I told you, Shelly, no rain. I was right. Punta Gorda definitely saw the thunder, Scott. I think I heard your thunder. Striker Fab, Josh Prime, he's a nice guy. I bought it, and he threw in the handle for me. So I told him I'd say hello to him. But there's your rainfall the next 5 days. Let's do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday even next Sunday morning. So basically, it's rainfall for the next 5 days, which includes Saturday. And you can see the reds is, 3, 4, 5 inches. And it's all the way from Texas to, parts of South Carolina. That's a front. It's going to linger. Gulf juice pulling up. So that's rain. A little bit up north. Get a little low up there, frontal line. But that's a lot of rain still yet to come Monday to Saturday. So things are juicy. And look at the Florida pattern here. You can learn a lot from that right there. That means we have some winds rolling in that are blowing the rains central Florida westward. So I did read Dennis, my buddy Dennis Phillips. We are friends, despite sometimes it looks like he and I are combating each other. We're really good friends. We text almost every day. Pattern change coming possibly this weekend when that front comes through. That means the winds will start shifting back out of the Gulf, which would mean more middle rains towards the east. That means, Shelly, you'll probably get rain next week, Shelly, not this week. I'm a great weatherman. I'm right 50% of the time. But there's your rainfall coming. Daily rains, I just want to show you real quick. Here's today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that is about as lingering of a front as I've ever seen. 7 days of like constant do. And look who's dry next Monday. That is cold front action right there. All that area dry, and there's our cold front. Might not make it down south. Sorry. They don't make it down that far south early in the year. Here's flooding chances real quick. Today we could see some flooding along the coastal line. We still got a lot of rain in the middle part of Texas. Judith. Today. Tomorrow that rain spreads a little bit more upper Gulf, Louisiana there. Look at that. Oh, even touching the Florida Panhandle. That's tomorrow. Thursday. Upper Gulf Thursday. This is rain potential. Friday. Starts to slack off a little bit hangs out on Saturday here. So you get the idea. Next 3 days, heavy rains, and we're going to have springer rains. So. Tropics. All right, let's talk about tropics. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it. Hopefully you get some good information out of this stuff. I sleep good at night, despite some folks think I get worked up over some of the comments. I really don't. I just talk about them, then I turn the page. So thanks for all those that ask me, but things are not that bad. It's just more than usual, and not my page, a lot of pages. So the tropics are quiet. Oh my God. All right, so let's talk about the tropics. Shelly says 272 days for our cruise. We got an MWP cruise. Do you like to cruise? Come join us. We're 3/4 full. We'd love to see you on the brand new Utopia next June. First week of June, by the way. All right, so, oh my God. I cannot feel conscious bashing any weather forecaster right now because they have all, A, become my friends. 2, I see what they see. Mother Nature just does what she wants, right? So the peak of season, September 10th, a week away. Still a long way to go. We're not even at the top of the roller coaster yet. However, the general feeling is the season is a bust, right? We were, expecting massive numbers. NOAA, National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center predicted one of their largest predictions ever. Weather Bell, Colorado State, Weather Channel, Weather Nation. Now they're all wondering what the heck, right? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm a marketing guy. I just share the information and interpret it. Several years ago, I publicly didn't like long-range forecasts, and I'm very much back to that again. 2022, we had 60 days of no activity in July and August. It was supposed to be 20-some storms that year. We had 14 in 2022, but we also had Fiona, which was one of the worst storms for Canada, and then we had Ian and Nicole. So, again, it doesn't take a lot of storms. 60 days, there was nothing. And last year was an El Nino year, and it was supposed to be slow, and we had the 4th largest season ever last year, 20 storms last year. But everybody says that season was a bust because you were not hit by a hurricane, and that makes it seem like the season is a bust. But those that were affected and impacted by Idalia was not a bust. So every year it's like we get these numbers and we get all this hype, and we got La Nina, we got El Nino, and we got, oh my God, warmest water ever on the planet, and then we get 5 storms. And 2 of these storms were really nothing, honestly. I argue Alberto really affected Texas. We had a high pressure gradient to the north. Alberto hit way down in Mexico. Chris lasted not even a day. Burrow was pretty bad. Obviously, it was a Cat 5. And then Debbie, hurricane into Florida, and a lot of rain. And then Ernesto for Bermuda. So that was it. There's our season in a nutshell. Everybody's trying to figure out what the heck's going on. All these theories now. Things that they didn't predict, obviously. So bottom line for me is science and weather are still evolving, and as much as everybody, including me, thinks we know, just look at Hurricane Otis last year in the Pacific, and you'll see. So let's expect the unexpected. Otis, a storm that was not predicted by one model to be more than a tropical storm, ended up being a Cat 5. Not one model predicted it to be worse than a tropical storm. And it turned into a Cat 5 overnight, like bam. And it hit Acapulco, right? So I think my theme has always been watch in real time, use a little common sense. This could happen based on history, and look at all the models, look at trends, look at ensembles, and you just kind of feel, things change. This system we're watching now, totally went with the models. I was all in. Every single model showed this thing being a hurricane in the middle Atlantic or middle Caribbean. Didn't happen, obviously. So the models that we have learned to believe in, when all 5 showed a hurricane, and back in the day, if all 5 models showed a hurricane within 5 days, it was almost 100% guarantee we were going to have a hurricane in 5 days. I used to share 10-day models, and they were fairly accurate. Believe it or not, they were pretty accurate 10 days. And now, I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. Ryan Mayhew has a great article on X right now. It said the models are failing. So we watch in real time. Mother Nature's tricky. For me, some of the biggest, baddest hurricanes have been late September, October. There's been 10 landfalling hurricanes that have been 150 miles an hour plus in the continental U.S., 150 at landfall. And 9 of those are tropical storms 3 days out. So 3 days out, 9 of those 10 turned into 150 miles an hour or greater. So things happen fast. Never turn your back on the tropics. And long-range modeling might not be needed to be looked at much the rest of the season. I will share ensembles 100%. I look at individual model runs, but ensembles are still very important. But that's where we're at. Let me show you some things I shared today. There's where we're at today. It's nature. Hey, I'm just changing my style until we get the models figured out a little better. So my thing is, I rode the wave of it's going to be an active season because that's what the official forecast. And I guess the only bashing that I will ever do, and I will not call anybody out specifically, but there are literally dozens of posts on X, especially, calling out people like me. Trust the experts, rely on the experts, don't listen to people like me. But then, if we have a busted season, everybody's wrong. So, I take a little offense to that more than anything. There's more bashing this year, it seems like, of people telling people not to look at this, don't look at that, don't look at this, don't only look at me, don't look at him, don't look at her, look at, My crowd, our MWP crowd, has always loved long-range modeling. We've always done our own thing. I don't think anybody thinks any differently. The only thing that happened this year, for me, I think, because of this tone of so many outside Mets telling people to stay away from places like us, then they come to our page and then they spew their, demands to stop doing what I do. But it's always been what I've done. And I think that's the only thing that sparked me more than anything this year, was so many people that didn't know us. Like, listen, this is what we've always done. I'm not going to change. And that's that post I did a few months ago. I'm not going to change. Like, tell everybody else not to share operational runs, but I've always shared that's what we love to do, right? And that's what I want to continue to do. But when the big dogs start barking down at people like me and, tell everybody to quit following this kind of stuff. It's not really fair, especially when they might get it wrong too. So who do you trust? More I've learned, people just love options and what's going on. This is the map, by the way. No more soapbox, okay? And I'm not mad, man. I met a dude from New Zealand. Are you watching? What was your name, by the way? Hurricane Mike gonna make me a beanie. I don't lose sleep over it. I do not really care. It's not like I don't. I just shake my head. That's all. I'm like, what's going on in this person's head to say that? That's all. Not mad. Doesn't hurt my feelings. People have a right to think what they want. I don't care what you think and what you post. I don't care. It's your right. But when you come to the page and you kind of like belittle what I do, that's when he gets a little like, hey, come on, you don't really know me, That's where it's like, really? Don't walk until you walk in somebody else's shoes, right? Don't judge. That's out. No more soap. That's good stuff. That's good soapbox though. Seasons, a lot of tension right now because the seasons. I put a fact out today, the first time since 1968, right? Is that what it was? I don't remember what I wrote. First time since 1968 that we have not had a system in this stretch, this 3-week stretch. Let me find it. Let me make sure it's right because I quoted it from somebody. So we are breaking records. It is slow. Extremely slow. But don't go anywhere because we still have tropical possibilities in the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, please. I still think we got a sneaky little thing approaching us with this tropical wave. Okay, I do. By the way, Eric Schick and my buddy Chase are expecting. They announced it yesterday. It's Emily's softball coach. Congratulations. All right, so the last time the Atlantic had no named storms was between August 13th and today was in 68. So that's more than my lifetime. So this is the driest 3-week stretch since I was an infant. That's a pretty amazing stat. So yeah, tropics are tricky. All right, so we got 3 spots. So if you watch my little reel yesterday, we talked about a middle Atlantic spot. They actually had this highlighted a couple days ago. They took it off, but models are still showing the weak low pressure kind of trending west-northwest. So, again, I don't like this path because we're talking about Dorian this time. This is the week of Dorian, and it kind of went north and kind of went this way. So these are tricky, 10% right now. But, if the tropics are going to flip a switch, which that usually happens, and then we got our 40% chance. It's not going anywhere, everybody. It's south of Hispaniola this morning. 40%. I'm going to show you a lot. And this little guy kind of riding north. There are waves popping off. So we're just going to focus on the close one at home right now, okay? 40%. All right, so what is this glob of mess? So I wanted to show this in case you're new to the page. This is off weathernerds.org. These are ensembles, and the general trend has been this. So we got folks in Belize watching. We got folks in the Yucatan watching. This wave is going to approach y'all by the weekend. A couple models are showing it, organizing at the last second. We saw how Beryl struggled when it exited the Yucatan. There's a shallow shelf on the west side of the Yucatan. Waters are a little cooler. They're not. I'm going to show you the waters are still plenty hot for development. But it took Beryl time. The only difference with this system is it could meander a little bit in the BOC and then kind of go north. So there's the Euro really has been trending on this idea, this thing kind of merging a little bit with our front that we're dealing with now, and maybe some crossover Pacific juice. It's just, there's something going on that we're going to have to probably watch here, and that's always been the case. The difference was some of the models had it split in the gap. It's just taking a little longer. But that's, this is 10 days out. So these are ensembles. These are all the different GFS ensembles. There's about 10 or so showing this thing pulling up. So that's, all right, you math people out there, let's see. 10 out of 50 is like, what is that? 5%? 10%? 5%? No. What's 10 of 50? But anyway, there's trending ideas, and there's a couple of GFS showing the same thing. So, 2 areas watching. We're going to break it all down here in a minute. I got to show you the Euro EIO. Other things I posted this morning. Let's see. All right, wind shear, or lower level winds. So this is current IR satellite here this morning. There's a lot of bubbling going on. There's a weak low pressure system here still hanging out in the Gulf. You can see it on surface charts. I'm not making it up. You can see it here on today's surface charts. There's your L. You can look at it in Atlantic number 2 here and see a little better shot. 1,008. So the pressures are lowering a little bit. 1,008 is interesting, but it's not highlighted by the NHC, so no stress. It's going to linger here off the coast. Little, trough sign inverted. There's our low here. That's 72 hours from now. So this is 72 hours from now. This is 3 days. You can still see low pressure that it's going to kind of hang out. There's our wave approaching the Yucatan on Thursday. This might mingle with this, as I'm going to show you. A lot of moisture down there. Some of the tropical maps are actually showing possibility in the Gulf, along with our future look here, and a couple of them in the Atlantic. We're not going to talk about the Atlantic right now. So that's kind of where we're at. Little low pressure area there. Now the other reason I circled this was to show you where our wave is currently. When I did this morning, you don't see any signs of any lower level circulation. There's been really strong east winds riding this. Wind shear has pushed our wave along, but because there's such great amount of winds, it hasn't been able to close off a circulation, and it's just basically a tropical wave. However, the winds ahead are going to slow down, and that's when we'll start to watch. This shear really wasn't predicted on the modeling early on. All the models expected it to be a storm by now. This shear is very hard to predict. So the assumption is once it gets past Jamaica tomorrow, it might have lighter wind shear ahead. Let me show you this real quick. A lot of folks talking about water temperature. Terry Lee, I love KFC chicken. Carla, I'm good. I'm not bad. I gotta stop those posts. It's I'm good. Thank you though, Carla. Shelly, I know, I love it. Hey, listen. Hurricane Otis. Just weather, nobody can. You know how people I met in Sarasota this week that have that flooding from Debbie? Like, what? Largo, 50-some water rescues by my house because of inland flooding. Weather is so unpredictable. So now is the time more than ever to get the messaging right. I'm only doing this for you all, right, New Zealand buddy? Did anybody from New Zealand say hello, Shelley? You know I'm talking about it. The messaging is important to me, how you message and these possibilities, and be prepared, And I think for the most part, try to keep it real. A lot of people talking about water temperature. This is tropicaltidbits.com. This is a 7-day water temperature change on sea surface temperatures, and it's kind of cool, literally cool. Literally cool. We've had a lingering Bahama juice down here from an old frontal line that's kind of drifted its way up toward the Florida Peninsula. All this Gulf rain. It appears that the water's cooled down, right? Well, really it hasn't. Unfortunately, if you look at the water anomaly maps, now that little bubble over Bahamas is interesting. It did cool down. This is your 30-year averages, but overall, the water's still 1 to 2 to 3 degrees Celsius above normal. This is your sea surface temperature anomaly. Okay, now sea surface temperature is a lot different. The water below the surface is really what we're looking at. Now, the reason the shelf waters here off the Yucatan, remember when Beryl exited in July, that's almost 2 months ago now, right? So the water now is a lot hotter than Beryl had when it exited. We had a lot of cool water in July. We go to Brian McNulty's site here. He measures the ocean heat content, which is the temperature of the water below the surface. And the Gulf is still, I haven't looked today, but look at that. I mean, come on. That is record heat compared to 2013, okay? So they measure the depth of the water, the ocean heat content, and that's the fuel. That's, you know, that's your gas tank. That's how many gallons of gas you got, right? But this is high, man. It's crazy high. Unbelievable high. I've never seen it that high. That's the highest it's been since 2013. Your blue is the average from 13 to 2023. That's the ocean heat content. So the Gulf is kind of, you know, I always worry about the Gulf. The messaging to you, don't think the season's over. You know, we might not get a bunch of names, but man, if we get one in that Gulf and it has these waters, it does not take long to become rapidly intensifying on that. All right, so there's sea surface temperature. And then last graphic I want to share with you is this one. This is a barren, I think it's barren. Let me make sure I get him right. It is a tropical model that looks at the maximum. This is somebody else's, Dr. Carey Emanuel. This is a model that shows you, based on current conditions, if everything lines up perfect, this is hypothetically what you could see as a maximum hurricane. And the Gulf's pressures here this is not a model that's predicting this. This is just telling you the Gulf and the atmosphere could support sub 900 millibar system. Blue means it could satisfy Cat 5. Okay, that's water based on winds, pressure and winds. So we don't get too caught up on the water temperatures right now this time of year, because, and this proved true with Beryl. First time I've ever really seen this model make sense. Beryl was a Cat 5 in the Caribbean. And this model said everything lines up right. The atmosphere and the, you know, current conditions of planet Earth could support a Cat 5 in July. And guess what? Beryl was a Cat 5 in July. So I caution the water temperatures don't really mean that much right now. Trust me. All right, let's look at models. These are tropicaltidbits.com. Oh, Jeffrey. Yeah, hey, listen. Glad you brought it up, Jeffrey Dickerson. So September 6th, we still got 3.5 days left. 4 days almost. Florida tax-free holiday. Okay, that's all your disaster preparedness kits. Okay, tons of items are tax-free. Batteries, pet supplies, generators. You can go buy a Furman generator at a Costco or Lowe's and save your sales tax. Is huge. They keep them in stock at Lowe's. They got them in Oldsmar right next to the big 12-foot zombie guy. Yeah, so Florida, that's all the counties in Florida. I know I did something special with my Pinellas County, which thank you, Pinellas County government. We had lunch last week, and they're going to have me help message when times are needed for our county. So that means a lot to me. All right, so we're going to look at all these models. So bottom line, if you're just tuning in, you're like, what the heck is he talking about? Bottom line, we got a tropical wave in the Caribbean. It's taken time to develop. There's still a chance this thing could be an issue next week. All right, that's what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so that's what we're going to focus on. Not an official forecast, but we aren't taking our eyes off of that at all. And then we're going to look at all the models here. These are individual model runs. Then we're going to look at ensembles. Let's look at ensembles first, because they are a little bit more in tune right now, I think, than the individual models. But let's zoom in here on our area and show you what's going on. So we'll loop it. This is your European ensembles. And basically, these are all 51 members and what they're thinking. But what's important here is this. Let me stop it here. We're going to go forward. So there's good confidence. A deep, lowering pressured system is going to reach Belize and the Yucatan as early as, this is Thursday night. So by Friday morning, maybe you might start feeling the rain bands for this week coming up. Notice in the Gulf of Mexico, that's that lingering low. I already showed it. There's a weak little low pressure area hanging off the southeast side of Texas. Some of the models are saying it could sit there. It could fester up a little bit. Then we get our crossover. This is where things get really dicey. This is next Sunday morning. And we're already starting to see a couple pull north. See that? They're weak. But let me caution you. Once the euro starts showing 1,000 millibar, it's not doing a very good job with intensity. The euro intensity is never correct. It's always low on the low end of reality. Euro's great with track and ideas, but we just have to realize at this point we're not really looking at pressure readings because things can happen quick. But the idea is by next Monday and Tuesday, we could already start to see a couple of these sneak into the north. This ain't a guarantee. But what's got me more kind of curious is what's going on here. It kind of slows and stops and lingers. Follow these little dots. Let me rewind it. And watch what happens. All these are individual little members of the euro, and watch what happens. They all eventually kind of go to the north. Now, a couple of things to note here. None of them go west. Very odd, right? None of them cross Mexico. So the steering pattern, at least on this run, and there's quite a few showing strong. So don't, this includes Florida. This is not a forecast, okay? But these are legitimate runs that I held back. I was so good last night. I so bad wanted to post some operational runs, and I said, nope. That until we get confidence, I don't want to do that. But there were operational runs last night kind of hinting this possible scenario. And it's always been a scenario. Nothing's changed at all. I mean, the only thing that's changed was that one model run that I posted. At all three went like that. That was, but I said history says it's going to change. But I was fascinated at three exact models. The Canadian, the GFS, and Euro were the exact same path. I thought was interesting. But anyway, there's that. So, we're going to digest this even more. Let's go show you the GFS ensembles here and kind of show you it's kind of the same. The only a little different is that GFS is showing the possibility of this thing maybe being a little stronger in Belize and Yucatan, maybe worry about a little bit. We're starting to see some 993, 995. This is, a little slower moving, giving it more time. Where's my little arrows at? There we go. So just keep that possibility up. Just watch it close down here for the weekend. Euro showing a little faster moving because of those fast easterlies that are coming in from the east to west. They're pushing our wave. Some of these GFS ensembles are showing a little slower, giving it more time to develop. All of them are crossing over. A couple of them start to pull to the north, the same classic pattern. We're seeing a few here. Now, here's that sneaky little system coming into play. Don't ever that's that middle system. I talked about it in my little 90-second video yesterday, but that middle one they now have highlighted. That's kind of that path. Now, there's a front coming down this weekend, obviously. These blue lines indicate a frontal line that's going to linger through early next week. So, it could be a gap to turn, but, we'll just keep that scenario out in that number 10 percentage one there. But as we go into 240 hour, you're starting to see some turn up a little bit. So that's kind of that. So we don't take our eye off it, bottom line. Individual model runs, GFS, let's look at all the latest. 6Z, I haven't even looked at it yet. And let's see, time frame next week. There's a little spot. Little low here on Saturday. Lowering pressures crosses into BOC on Monday, Tuesday. It didn't do anything that run. That's the operational run. Remember, these have been all over the place. So we're just looking for patterns and consistency. Let's go to the latest. Let's go a couple more GFS. Here's last night's 00Z. There's our low, possibly crossing over and getting into the BOC on Sunday. And there's our front line. Here, there's just the whole general idea. Maybe something will get pulled up, early next week. Nothing solid. Now, yesterday's 18Z showed this on Sunday. A lot of confusion, but the bottom line is with the operational runs, there's your crossover. So there's, this would be Sunday of this weekend coming up. Could develop. This is the 18Z GFS crossing over, kind of lingering, a little bit of energy. Spits off one Tampa the following week. Little energy here. So that idea makes sense. Something crosses over, lingers, eventually pulls to the north. There's a strong system there. Long way away. Then yesterday's 12Z. Weak low pressure on Saturday, possibly tropical storm maybe. And then it crosses, lingers, and pulls to the north. So that's kind of, you get the idea, right? That's the area we're watching. The Euro AI is interesting to point out. The AI has not done very good this year. But it is consistent on this idea. Here's Sunday and some development off to the northeast. That would be next week. Thursday next week. Long way away. But it's been really consistent on this idea. Enough to keep that idea open. The AI is supposed to use past storms as their focal point on past scenarios. So that's 3 consistent runs. The AI has kind of formed something down the BOC next week. Just keeping that out there. There's yesterday's 12Z. So, I don't have to remind people what Harvey did. Harvey was remnant low as it crossed the Yucatan. And does not take long for systems to develop. So that's kind of what we got to worry about. That front's going to be long gone. That usually means wind shear is going to end up being a lot more favorable for development. The main European run Saturday showing general low pressure. It's actually showing a little BOC development this Sunday coming up. It lingers it a little bit and keeps it going west. Remember, what's weird about that is none of the European ensembles are showing any crossover. So these Euro runs have been about as reliable as anything else. But it definitely, then we go to Canadian. Let's look at the Canadian. There's your crossover. Canadian's really the most consistent model we've had a lot lately. Low pressure. Possible storm. This is this weekend. There's going to be a lot of moisture with this. We got a lot of moisture coming to Belize and Yucatan this Friday. Could start as early as Thursday night. You can follow that heading into and then there's our Canadian down the BOC. Kind of develops it and keeps it going west. But again, steering patterns on the Canadian is not the best. But development kind of is. And there's that idea. So, when you're going to have a frontal line lingering, there's usually going to mean there's a pull to the north. But anyway, all right, there's that. The icon. Oh, it's going out in time. Here's this weekend. There's a low pressure 1001 millibar. It kind of brings it down, merges with this other system. That's kind of been the trend, those two forming together on the icon. There's crazy low pressure here off of Texas Thursday, Friday. And it actually mingles with the approaching wave, and then it kind of gets going. And, that would probably be the weirdest thing we've seen in a long time. Some low pressure merging with a tropical wave, and then that's it. Lingering fronts combined with tropical waves sometimes is all you need to get things going. There's the icon, 992. But that's a long way away. That would be a week from today. So, right. 2 models that have not shown anything are the UK and KMA. So I'm curious, will they ever? Because they kind of did decent in the past. So let's take a look at the latest KMA. It's showing our new system, the yellow area here, and it's not really showing. Very weak low in the Gulf this weekend. A little bit of development, but it keeps it going west. Weaker west. So it's not doing anything. But it's a hit or miss model. But all right, then UK is showing our trough here this weekend. Nothing really. So still low confidence, but you know, that's why I look at the ensembles, and we just gotta sit back, wait and see. I can tell you this much. When the model said we were going to have something, we watched close and nothing happened. So maybe we watch close now when the models don't show anything. The opposite of what we've been doing, right? So I caution any wave entering that Western Caribbean any time of the year. And it's actually bubbling pretty darn decent right now here south of Hispaniola. It goes through these D-min, D-max periods. But it looks like it's trying to definitely do a little bit something right now as far as storms go. But there's no sign of any circulation right now. Bring a lot of rain to Hispaniola, though. That's for sure. Dominican Republic, Haiti right now, a lot of rain, a lot of storms. Again, there's really no sign of any sort of low pressure setting up yet. We don't have an invest yet. This is the longest tracking storm we've ever had that we did not have an invest. When we have an invest, we get spaghetti models. You can see a little rotation, a little southerly winds rolling in there, a little bit maybe. Let's see what the 850 looks like. Nah, see, it's so sloppy looking. Definitely looked better yesterday, I thought. There's your 500. Yeah, it's just so sloppy. It's going to take time. Nothing imminent. So, key points. Never turn our back on the tropics in September. We have a juicy wave entering a pretty favorable area of development. MJO's probably going to be entering a conductive phase, possibly. Water temps are hot. I mean, you know, and there's been a lot of years that all of a sudden things just switched, and this might, you know, that's kind of, you know, I just think the anxiety is higher than normal because we were so amped up in April and May with preseason forecasts that your expectation goes to here and then nothing happens. You know, it's like a movie sequel, right? Sequels are never as good as the original. So you go to the sequel and you're like, yeah, I love the first one, and then nothing happens until it does. So that's where we're at. I talked about weather upcoming this week. We got a lot of rain. Severe weather doesn't seem too bad. We're kind of in that lull of severe weather. And that's it. I'll save some other stuff to talk about tomorrow. But so going back to tax-free stuff, since we got a lot of folks from Florida watching us, you can always get 30% off your Furman on our link here. It automatically gets applied, MWP30, 30% off plus free shipping. Pretty darn awesome, right? However, if you got a Furman at your local Lowe's or Costco, and you might have a Costco card or Lowe's card, military discount, right? Then you can save sales tax going on right now here in Florida. So all the counties in Florida until September 6th have sales tax holiday going on. So you buy a $1,000 generator. What's that, $80? You can go to Chili's. Jesse, yeah, lightning usually means strengthening. However, that's usually when you get some sort of rotation right now. And the only thing lightning indicates is there is a mass, a wave. That energy is going to be able to move together into lower shear environment, and then that energy might be able to, you know, get going. So Lightning to me just indicates it's not disappearing, because we didn't have a lot of lightning with it a couple days ago. Now we're seeing some pretty good lightning with it. So it definitely is, you know, and we're seeing more black and white cloud tops, higher cloud tops, cooler cloud tops, meaning more rising thunderstorms are happening. So that's the area we're watching. Shelly, stubbed your toe in your Furman last night. That's because you made fun of me and my weather predictions. Mine's finally feeling normal again. Oh, hey, so Brandy, you want one quiet for your camper? Let me tell you something. You don't need anything too big. But you definitely want to get the Whisper series. These are inverters. Probably 3300 might run the whole camper. You got a 30 amp plug on there. This is cool. They got 30 amp plugs on them. They're very quiet. A lot of these are push button start too, or remote control start. You even have a remote control start. This is the Mac Daddy they just came out with though. This one right here. And it's really not that much, honestly, for the scheme of things. This has even got a 50 amp plug on it. This has got a 50 amp plug on it. Remote start. Think about that, man. You're just laying in bed, you know. Let's crank the generator up. Boom. You don't have to go out there and pull the damn thing. This is it, man. This is the Cadillac. Even has CO2 alert, carbon monoxide. And they always have a backup coil starter, which is nice if the battery goes dead. All digital readout. Pretty cool, right? 30% off of that. What would that be? 30% off. Let's go to 30% off. So this is how awesome the deal is. Plus free shipping. I don't even know how they make any money. All right. So let's go see what that looks like. 30% off. Oh man, we go shop. Here we go. Whisper series. I'm gonna get one of these just for a backup, because man, you never know when your generator ain't gonna work in your camper. All right, so let's buy this guy. Let's see how cheap it goes. Add to cart. Check this out. So from $17.99 it goes to $12.60. Free shipping. Anyway, all right. Well, listen, we needed to Bobby, we need to invest, right? God, but there's no center. That's what's God. There's no sign of a center today. That wind shear is so strong right now. Like that one thing is proven fact. Wind shear is impossible to predict, and I do want to show you this one. I forgot to show you. This is my global tropics colored map here. I really love this one, but this is the highest tropical storm percentages we've seen on this whole setup, and that's quite a bit, honestly. Remember I was telling you, if you go to tropical depression it looks a lot worse. Well, if you go to tropical storm, this is for next Tuesday, but that's yellow. That's 65 to 70% chance on the latest Euro of some sort of tropical development here in the BOC next week, just a week from now, 7 days from now. Even hurricane is starting to show up a little bit. And you see the general flow. So don't turn your back on this little guy. Let's see what it looked like yesterday. Even 12Z yesterday, it was a lot more aggressive. Huge differences. So here's yesterday's Tuesday morning forecast for next week. Basically Monday, Tuesday next week. This time next week, 25 to 35% chance of tropical storm formation. We go to today's run. It's completely. So man, if 12Z comes around, this is where ensembles are believable. Ensembles are a little different than operational runs, and we're getting the same look from other runs too. So ensembles mean a lot, but this could be interesting to watch this afternoon. Huge trend. Yesterday's 00Z a lot less. So we've been trending tropical storm percentages, just 15, 20%, and then yesterday's 12Z, we started getting into 30, 35, 40% chance, and then now today's overnight run, we're into yellow, which is 65, 70% chance. And to show you worst case scenarios, which I hate doing, but we have to, this is basically showing you this. So get the dates right. Let me get my dates right here. The 9th. What is the 9th? Where's my phone at? Oh, it's over here. So the 9th. Let me show you what all these mean here. So that'd be next Monday. So next Monday, this is, people always ask, what do these models mean? Well, by next Monday, these are, 998, 999. These are, tropical stormish. Remember, to me, I don't worry about the Euro intensity, but the fact is that we got, 10 or so out of the 50 starting to show possible center points here under 1,000. And then we go a little more in time and we get more of them. And then if you really want to stretch it out, more members are starting to show strong. And red is strong. Not a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. 8 out of 51. But those are enough chances that, keep a close watch on the latest, couple models. So, and then again, there's some showing development here as it nears Belize and the Yucatan, 997, and that would be this Friday. So even the GFS is showing development possible here. A couple of them are still showing that load trying to develop, but the NHC has 0%. Somebody told me on the inside that these UK probabilities are kind of what the NHC uses a lot of times. 30%, 35%. These are 5-day percentages though. Navy. I don't even use a Navy model. Have they updated the Navy model? Anybody use the Navy model anymore? I don't even look at the Navy model anymore. Navgim. It's showing development next Sunday, Monday, but it's not a really good model. It definitely absorbs our tropical wave though. This is kind of what the icon's showing, which is very interesting. Yeah, follow it. Look. All right. Here's that system in the middle Gulf. We're kind of looking an eye on that thing. Like I said, GFS, this is the icon. GFS is showing kind of same, kind of turns it up here a little bit north of Bermuda. That's our spot right here. You can see it a lot better on vorticity. Right here. There's our spot that's yellow. So that even that guy could possibly reach the Northern Islands this weekend. Then it kind of gets wrapped up in that frontal line. There's our spot, the yellow spot, nearing the islands. Kind of gets curved up. So, that's this one. General trend with this one has been kind of like that. So that could be this weekend. And then, eventual turn on this one. Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Could change tomorrow, Steve. Yep. Cool, man. All right. Well, we'll be doing it again tomorrow. I am doing Winter Haven, Keith. Yep. We're going to do a special tasting at an ABC in Winter Haven. Which is kind of fun. It's like a cool little meet and greet. They have the sampling. They have first shipments of the IPA. So it's already sold out, meaning they've already allocated everything. So, Keith, yeah, you got to watch it, bud. It's getting close to you. Seminoles. I don't follow college football, but I guess FSU had a rough week, huh? Les, right now it seems like there's more chances of it lingering and pulling north a little bit on the lingering, and then eventually maybe a front pulling it up. Yeah, it's Tad. I am going to be there. Yeah, watch for that. We'll announce it. Pretty excited about it. Those are a lot of fun, and ABC is really excited about it. So, not sure. Oh, time, James. 5. Yep, 5 to 7. Thanks, Shelly. Yep, 5 to 7 p.m. on both of those dates. We're going to Cocoa Beach. I love Cocoa Beach. So, all right. Well, there you go. Nothing to worry about today. Just kind of keep aware, right? We're nearing peak season. A lot of juice in the Gulf. Not organizing. There's no official anything from the NHC, but there's a blob over there. There is some light spin. There's a lot of convection just been relentless along the Texas coastline. A lot of juice fixing to linger here and merge together. I'm telling you, we might be seeing something here to talk about soon. We'll see. Interesting. I'll be really curious as this thing, hovers around in the Caribbean, what it looks like here in 6 hours if it maintains this convection. And it's still on tap for Jamaica. Everybody asking me that lives in Jamaica, it's going to be nearing y'all tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of rain and stuff maybe as early as tonight. But this whole juice is kind of going to end up your way. You're already starting to see a couple bands. So probably won't be developed by then, but you're still going to get some heavy rain and some thunderstorms as this thing moves your way later tonight into tomorrow. Some of the rain forecasts. Let's look at the official rain forecasts for Central America here in Mexico. As this thing approaches you this weekend. Nothing showing up too bad. 2. That's very little, actually. GFS a little more. Yeah, so Belize, some coastal areas might see 4 or 5 inches through the weekend. We have a lot of people in Belize watching us. Can you believe it? And the next, through the weekend, Biloxi 4 inches. Look at that, Mobile 4. This is all going to bounce around, but you get the idea. That could be some heavy rain. Mobile 6 inches in the next week. This Panama City could get 6 inches of rain. Tallahassee 6 inches through Sunday. This is that lingering front line. Just going to sit and linger. Lee Darwick. Hey, is it Leah? We haven't done this in a while. This is my last hope of the Rays is the cowbell. But we were going to do this for new followers. We're going to start doing the cowbell. So if I get your name right, Leah? You're gonna laugh at me, but I butcher a lot. I mess up a lot of names. Okay. This is what I do. Not by choice. I still got coffee left. All right. I'm gonna take these to my brother. I'm gonna go hang out. My brother used to collect NASCAR, but Publix sent me these cool trucks. I got 4 of them, so I'm gonna give my brother one. Look at these little cool little guys. Isn't that neat or what? So I'm going to take those to see Steve. He can collect them. Maybe it'll be worth some money one day. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Lee. That's all it is, Lee? Lee. Now why? Man, see, the IGH is silent. Can you believe it? All right. Hey, listen, we'll see y'all tomorrow, all right? Have a great day. And we'll catch up. We'll catch up tomorrow. Heinz.